Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brittany of BrittanyJJones.com, and today I'm here with another Sew With Me video. Today's video is going to be Mccalls 7712, and I'm going to be sewing view A in the video. I love this dress. I think it's just so cute and perfect for summer. Something that you can just easily throw on and then run out the house in. I love the front pockets that it has on it, and I love the little cute sleeve. I mean, I'm always here for a cute sleeve. So that's the view A that I'm going to be sewing in the video, but feel free to sew any view that you want on this pattern. For size, I went with the size large, and then I kind of graded over to the extra large around the hip area and on down to the hem. So it's mostly a large up here around the bust and the waist, and then around the hip I kind of merged and graded my lines over to an extra large from the hip area all the way down. If you want a little bit more explanation on grading, I have a video for it. It's an older video, and I think I'll be redoing that video soon, but you can check that video out here. In the meantime, if you need help with kind of merging the lines on your patterns, you can check that video out there. So for size, like I said, I cut the large and I graded to the extra large. For fabric, I went with a really beautiful linen, a rust colored linen that I got from the fabric store. I absolutely love linen. Linen is one of my favorite fabrics to work with, and it worked great for this dress. It makes it really nice and lightweight and breathable for the summer weather. This dress comes together really easy, and the only notions that you will need is, of course, your matching thread, and you will also need some interfacing for your facing pieces. So once you have all of your pattern pieces cut out, all of your fabric, all your markings transferred, all of your notches notched, we can get started. Alright everybody, so let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to start on step 2 of our pattern instructions. Step 1 is just fusing the interfacing to our facing pieces. So I'm going to start on step 2, and that is to apply stay stitching to the side edges of your front piece above your waist. So if you didn't transfer your waistline, if you look on your diagram, you can sew down to between your second and third notch. Find an area there and just stitch that down. So once you have your stay stitching, go ahead and grab your pockets. I'm going to finish off my edges before I apply them onto my dress, so you can finish off yours. That'd be a good idea because it'd be kind of hard to go back and do it. So go ahead and do your pockets, finish them off if you like, and once you have them done, then you want to put them right sides facing to your front piece and go ahead and pin them in place. Make sure that you find your notch that you should have transferred onto your pocket as well as to your front piece. You should have a notch. Match up your notches, pin your pockets in place, again right sides facing, and then stitch in a 1/4 of an inch seam. Alright, so once you have that done, you want to go ahead and press your seam toward your pockets. I also finished off the edges of my side edges on my front and my pockets as well. So now we can set that to the side, and now we can grab our side front, which is our piece 3, and we're going to do the same exact thing with our pockets. So first I'm going to put mine so that the right sides are facing up. And please ignore the wrinkles. I'm working with linen. I will go back and iron everything. But go ahead and grab your other pockets, and with right sides facing up, go ahead and match your notches, find your notches and pin there, and go ahead and pin your pockets to your side front piece. So once you have them pinned, go ahead and stitch in a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance and finish off those edges as well. Okay, so yours should look a little something like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to sew together our fronts and our side fronts. So go ahead and grab your piece 1, and with right sides together, lay it on top of one of your side fronts. You want to begin matching up your notches that you transferred, as well as line up your pockets. And once you have everything lined up, go ahead and pin everything in place. Alright, so now that you have it all pinned, go ahead and take it to your machine. You're going to sew down to the large dot, go around your pocket, and then come back to your dot and then go down to your hem. Make sure that you leave your pocket open so you will be able to work your pocket. So again, you're going to start at the top, go down to your dot, go around your pocket, and then continue on down to the hem of your dress. You're going to do the same thing for the other side, your other side front. So go ahead and take it to your machine and sew that together now. So now I have my front and side front together, and my pockets are open. There they are right there. We can go ahead and set that to the side. You also want to make sure that you clip back the back seam allowance only above and below your pocket. So don't forget to do that step there too. So moving on to step 5, we're now going to start working on our back pieces. So get your side back, which is your piece 4s, and get your back piece, which is your piece number 5, and we're right sides together. We're going to pin them together on the sides and go ahead and stitch them down as well. So go ahead and grab your pins and begin pinning them in place. Again, always match up your notches first, and then go ahead and continue pinning both of the sides of your back pieces now. Okay, once you have them pinned, now you can go ahead and take it to your sewing machine, sew them down, and finish off those edges now. Now that the back pieces are constructed and you have your seams all finished and everything is pressed, now we can go ahead and grab our front piece. We're going to lay it right sides facing, so right sides to right sides, and we're going to begin pinning at our shoulder seams as well as the side seams together. So you can go ahead and start pinning at your shoulders at the notches. You also may want to line up that seam on your shoulder, and then go ahead and pin for the other side, and then pin down the sides below the squares that you transferred. So again, go ahead and do your shoulders and then move on to your side seams now. Now that you have it all pinned, go ahead and take it to your sewing machine and do your shoulders and your side seams now. I also want to point out that while I'm there, I'm going to go ahead and finish off all of my side edges, even up there to the shoulder, because the way the sleeves go in, it's going to be really hard to sew them all together how you would normally do with the set-in sleeve to finish off those edges. So I found it really easy to have a clean finish to go ahead and finish off that area now with my serger, and I'm also going to finish off my sleeve later, so when I put it all together, everything will be finished and neat in my dress. So I just want to point out what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so I'm back. I have my shoulder seams and side seams all sewn. I've also went ahead and finished off all of my seams with my serger, just to show you. There they are right there, and also gave everything a good press. So you go ahead and do yours as well, and that's just the finished arm area where I said I was going to finish it off with my serger. I'm just showing that to you. I did that as well. So now our dress is starting to look really good. I'm going to go ahead and fold this and sit it to the side, and now we can start working on our facing pieces. So go ahead and grab your piece 8 and 9. Go ahead and apply your interfacing according to your manufacturer's instructions, and then we're going to go ahead and pin at the shoulder seams and sew those together now. So go ahead and grab your pins. Once you have it pinned, go ahead and take it to your machine, sew your shoulder seams, and then you also want to finish off the outer edges of the unnotched edges of your facing. So finish off the outside edges of your facing now. Once you have it all finished, go ahead and grab your dress, and with right sides facing, we are going to first begin pinning at the shoulder seams at our notches and just pin the facing all the way around. I like to put a little mark there at my point so I know exactly where to stop and pivot at, so I have a really nice sharp V. So once you have that done, go ahead and grab your scissors. You want to snip to your stitching. Make sure you don't snip through it, just snip to it. And you should have a little snip there. And I'm also going to trim off some of that and also do some snipping and also take out some excess bulk. So go ahead and do that right now to your facing piece. And then you want to do understitching on your facing. So go ahead and do that right now. So now here's how mine is looking. I have my understitching done. I have everything pressed. And you also want to tack down your facing to the side seam. The seams only, you don't want the tack to go through your dress. So just tack it down just a little bit at the side seam so your facing don't roll out. So moving on to our next step, now it's time to start working on our sleeve. So I'm over on step 18, and we're going to put our sleeve together right sides facing and stitch those ends together. We're also going to apply stay stitching around the upper edge of the fluence, and then we're also going to perform we're also going to do a narrow hem on our sleeve. So first, go ahead and pin at your seam. We're going to sew that down. Then we're going to do some stay stitching on the upper edge, and then we will do the narrow hem on our sleeve. So go ahead and take it to your machine and do those steps now. Okay, so here's my sleeve. You can see that I went ahead and I finished off my edges as well. Like I said, this type of sleeve is a little difficult trying to go back and finish it, so I went ahead and finished those edges as well. So now with right sides facing, I'm going to go ahead and install my sleeve. So I'm just pulling it through right now, and then I'm going to line up my notches. I'm going to line up the mark at the top of my sleeve, pin everything in place, and then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and sew it all down. So you want to go ahead and do the same exact thing. Take your sleeve, go ahead and pin everything in place, match up your notches, and then take it to your machine. So now that I have my sleeve and pinned in place, I'm going to start on one side by the square, and then I'm going to stitch all the way around, and I'm going to end at the other side on the square. Take a look at step 21 for a close-up of it, and you'll get another visual on how they want you to install this sleeve. So once you have it all installed, it should look a little something like this. And now the last step is for us to do our hem. So now you can go ahead and try on your dress to mark up your hem. I am going to do maybe like a 1-inch hem and then just stitch it down. So yeah, once you have your hem in place, you are all done with your dress. Thank you so much for joining me for another Sew With Me video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them for me below. I'll be more than happy to answer. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Blessings, everyone. Bye.